Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county of Sheridan, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, November the 19th, 2017, time 4:24 a.m. First day, thank you all my fans for my support, for your continued encouragement and support. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'm continuing to further my education, Monroe College Online, pursuing my associate degree, studying business administration, concentration market. And what I'm doing right now, do my Instagram. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county of Sheridan, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, November 19, 2017, time 4:27 a.m. First, say thank you all my fans for my support, for your continued encouragement and support. As always, I want to first give thanks to God for all His blessings and guidance. You know, we always put God first. Put God first. do it right now. Do my Periscope. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, November 19, 2017. Time is 4:38 a.m. First, say thank you all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. First, we want to always give thanks to God for all His blessings and guidance, and want to always put God first. And want to inform all my viewers that I just recently Friday celebrated my birthday. So thanks to God that I was able to celebrate a birthday, and with God's blessing, be able to celebrate another birthday. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna continue to talk about African traditional religion. As you know, African traditional religion is being taught in sub-Saharan Africa at institutions of higher learning, meaning colleges and universities. And you can earn a bachelor's degree, you can earn a master's or PhD studying African traditional religion. Now, we're going to continue to read from, and we're going to refer to the book titled West African Traditional Religion, written by Dr. Joseph Omasede Walelu and Dr. P. Adalumo de Pemu. And we're going to continue to read from and refer to a book titled African Traditional Religion, a definition written by Dr. E. Beloja Idowu. And another book we're going to continue to read from, we're going to refer to as titled African Religions and Philosophy, written by Dr. John S. M. And another book we're going to continue to read from, referred to as titled Concepts of God in Africa, written by Dr. John S. M. And also some good news that my books came, and we're going to get to them. And as you know, governments all around the world, they enact laws that are intended to make each and every one of us safe from crime. And the United States government enacted a law, the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, and Title IX of the Organized Crime Control Act is the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO Act. It's anti-gang. And also the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act of 1970, the Controlled Substance Act, the Psychotropic Substances Act, the Continuing Criminal Enterprise Statute or Kingpin Statute is all anti-gang. The Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, plus other related legislation. That's anti-gang. The Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, and Comprehensive Gang Model, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the Bureau of Justice Assistant, Office of Justice Program, and the United States Department of Justice. You can go to youth.gov and be informed about the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative as well as the Comprehensive Gang Model. The Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice Assistant, the United States Department of Justice, Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, and Project Safe Neighborhoods. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Service, Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative. The Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention, United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Bureau of Justice Assistance, International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, United States Department of State, Institute for Intergovernmental Affairs, Gang Resistance Education and Training, the GREAT Program. United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention, October 2009, the National Youth Gang Center, which had been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention since 1995, merged with the National Gang Center, which had been funded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance since 2003. The National Gang Center, compilation of state laws against gangs. Now you can go to the National Gang Center website and you can be informed about state laws against gangs, gang prevention, and an overview of research and programs that Mr. James C. Howe, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the United States Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, National Gang Center Bulletin. And the title of that bulletin is History of Street Gangs in the United States. Now there are books in the bulletin to refer to. Read the books in the bulletin. Also, the same information can be found on Wikipedia, and the title of the information, Gangs in the United States. The United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Attorney Manual 1457, Criminal Street Gang Statute 18, United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Gang Intelligence Center. The United States Department of Justice, Organized Crime and Gang Section, and other federal, state, and local agencies. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Strategies, Prevention, Intervention, Assessment, and Suppression. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, United States Department of Health and Human Services, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, Changing Course, Preventing Gang Membership, and also striving to reduce youth violence everywhere. The United States Department of Justice and the United States Department of Education, United States Department of Health and Human Services, United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, United States Department of Labor, and the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. The National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You can go to youth.gov and be informed about the National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention. The United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistant, National Crime Prevention Council, keeping kids out of gangs, and also anti-hazing. You can go to lawyers.com and be informed about anti-hazing. Now, as we continue to talk about gang plus stir, as well as boss and goon. English, boss is Dutch, goon is English. All fall upon a German, classified as German language, and also that abbreviation mob for mobile. That's Latin, and we're gonna continue to stay on top of this. Now, this is a world map. This is a map of the whole world, the world map. This is the world map. Now, the Albanian speaking people in the East European nation of Albania, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African, West African slave trade. Now, the East European nations of Lithuania and Latvia, the Baltic speaking people in the East European nation of Lithuania and Latvia, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African, West African slave trade. The East European nation of Greece, the Greek-speaking people, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African, West African slave trade. Now, the Slavic-speaking people, East European nations of Russia, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, Bulgaria, Belarus, Ukraine, and also the former Yugoslavian republics of Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Montenegro, Macedonia, Kosovo, They were not involved. They did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. The East European nation of Turkey, also known as Anatolia, and also the Ottoman Empire, so on and so forth. They speak the Turkic language, and the Turkic language is classified as the Altaic language. And the Turkic language is classified as the Altaic language. Now, the Turkish people and the Altaic speaking people, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now, the East European nations of Hungary, the Hungarians, Finland, the Finnish people, Estonia, the Estonians, their language is classified as the Uralic language, Uralic languages. And these East European nations, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now, the East European nation of Romania, also there are three parts of Romania, Transylvania, Moldavia, and Wallachia. Now, the Romanian language is considered, is classified as Latin. And as you know, Latin is Romance language such as Spanish, Portuguese, French, all classified as Romance language. The Romance language is Latin. And now the Romanian people, the early history, the Romanian people are Greek, Greek people, the Thracians. That's who the history, early history of Romania. The people who lived in it said prior to the Roman conquest of Dacia, the territories between the Danube and Dniester rivers were inhabited by various Thracian peoples, including the Dacians and the Getae. They are Greek. They're Greek. And but it says that Roman incursions under Roman Trajan between 101, 102 AD and 105, 106 AD resulted in half of the Dacian kingdom becoming a province of the Roman Empire called Dacia Felix. That's what all this Latin is coming from. And it says that the Roman colonists introduced the Latin language. And the intense Romanization gave birth to the Proto-Romanian language. So the people that live, like I say, the Romanian people are Greek. They are Thracians, and the Thracians are Greek. Now, as you know, Romania does have a history of slavery. Slavery, the people who were enslaved were the Roma people. The Roma people are people from India, and the Roma people also considered, referred to as the Gypsies. Now, the Roma people don't. They live in Romania, but in other parts of Europe as well as other places around the world. But the Roma people are people from India. They are Indian. That's where they came from. But still, Roma people live in India, and slavery was abolished in Romania. The early 1800s to mid 1800s, it was abolished. Now, legal terminology, when you abolish, there's legal terminology when you abolish. You understand? That means you are in, you end something, and you stop it. You understand? And it's wrong. That's what it means. And legal terms, see, it's a legal term. It means it's wrong. So the Romanian government is telling the people in Romania to stop doing it. They ended it, but also that it's wrong. That was wrong. And not only to the Romanian people, but the Roma people, the Romanian government telling the Roma people that it was wrong. Now, Romania, as you know, during World War II, Adolf Hitler, the Germans, committed atrocities against the Romanian people. Because let's make this perfectly clear. Use your common sense. There was no concentration camps. There was no murdering Jews, Christians, or none of that prior to World War II. Use your common sense. It's not like the Romanian people, all the Romanian people got together against each other and started attacking each other and started killing just the Jews in Romania. Use your common sense. The Germans, Adolf Hitler, murdered the Romanian people. The Jews, Christians, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else, classified, were murdered. Over 300,000 Romanian people were murdered by Adolf Hitler and the Germans during World War II. And also the Roma people were murdered by the Germans during World War II. Over 10,000 Roma people were murdered by Adolf Hitler, the Germans. Now, Romania, the Romanian people, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Also, coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse, coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Now I do have in my possession a Merriam-Webster dictionary. Copyright 2004. And I do have in my possession a Merriam-Webster thesaurus. Copyright 2005. I do have in my possession an Oxford paperback dictionary and thesaurus. Copyright, the first edition was in 2001, second edition 2007, third edition 2009. And also a pocket Oxford American Dictionary and Thesaurus, third edition. First edition 2002, second edition 2006, and third edition 2010. make sure you put the timeline, because it's very important. The timeline. And like I said, want everybody to know that I did get my books in. My books came, and so we finna go to the books. But I want to make a quick reference to the timeline, so we have a general idea of what we are talking about here. We're talking, as you know, Noah Webster's American Dictionary of the English Language. Now, as you know, the first edition was in 1828. It was titled The American Dictionary of the English Language in 2 quarto volumes. The second edition was 1841. Now, you know, this is very serious. This is very serious because, as you know, the Civil War here in the United States of America, American history, we have a history of slavery. You understand that? And the Civil War was fought between the North and the northern states and the southern states. The main issue of the Civil War was slavery. Now, slavery was not the only issue. You know, when the states broke away from the other states, you know, you had some of those issues brought up. But one of the main issues that was fought, that the Civil War was fought, was slavery. And the dictionary was a very important tool for the North as well as the South. You understand? If you don't know the meaning of words, you don't know the definition of words, you can't speak English because you don't know what the words mean. That's what it means. You can't speak language if you don't know the meaning of the language. So the dictionary was Webster's dictionary was a very important tool for the northern states as well as the southern states. However they used it, it was a very important tool. Now the second edition was in 1841. Now you have American Dictionary of the English Language. George and Charles Merriam, Springfield, Massachusetts. In 1845, this was the first Webster dictionary with a Merriam imprint. Okay, that's when the Merriam brothers came in, George and Charles Merriam. Now, we're going to touch on this impact again. Say the impact of the dictionary. Culturally, the conservative Federalists denounced the work as radical, too inclusive in its lexicon, and even bordering on vulgar. Meanwhile, Webster's old foes, the Jeffersonian Republicans, attacked the man, labeling him mad for such an undertaking. Okay. Now, scholars have long seen Webster's 1844 dictionary to be an important resource for reading poet Emily Dickinson's life and work. She once commented that the lexicon was her only companion for years. And one biographer said the dictionary was no mere reference book to her. She read it as a priest, his breviary over and over, page by page. You understand? Webster's dictionary was a redefinition of Americanism within the context of an emergent and unstable American social, political, and cultural identity. Now, let's see, 1847. That was another dictionary. And then you had the British Impact. Okay. Now the unabridged edition of the dictionary, 1864, as you know. So by that time, the Civil War, understand the Civil War, 1864, had already started and almost about to be over by 1864. And as you know, all that, the predominant majority of African slaves, African Americans, were slaves, uneducated. Now we know that there was African Americans living in the northern states, and pretty much slavery had ended in the northern states, and pretty much banned, in the northern states. And so still, being educated, the majority of African Americans were uneducated, and it took many years, even today, to become educated, what's considered to be educated. Now, Webster's International Dictionary, 1890, 1900. Slavery was over by then. You had sharecropping and Jim Crow laws, segregation in the South, and but you had a dictionary. Dictionary tell you what the words mean. Just like segregation. What do it mean? Go to the dictionary. Now, Webster's New International Dictionary, 1909. The majority of African Americans still, like I said, majority of African Americans uneducated, miseducated. Now we had some historically black colleges and universities by this time, and few African Americans had education, were getting educated. Now World War I had not started yet. Now Webster's New International Dictionary, 2nd edition, 1934. By that time, World War I had been fought and was over. World War I had been fought and was over. Now here we is in 1934, dictionary, Webster New International Dictionary. And you had these historically black colleges and universities, the sorority and the fraternity. Now you have a dictionary to tell you what the word soror and frat mean. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it because you're lying. You're lying. Now, Webster's Third New International Dictionary, 1961. 1961. Webster's Third New International Dictionary, 1961. Okay? It's unabridged. Now you have revisions and updates to add new word. They created an addenda section in 1966. Now let me say this: following the purchase of Merriam-Webster by Encyclopedia Britannica Incorporated in 1964. 1964, Encyclopedia Britannica. They bought the Merriam-Webster company. Now, included the front matter about this addenda to add new word. They created an addenda section in 1966. Include the front matter, which was expanded in 1971, 1976, 1981, 1986, 1993, and 2002. The sorority, the historical black college and university, the sorority and fraternity. You had a dictionary. You had a dictionary. You don't have the right to go around talking about no sorority and fraternity. You have the right to lie. You don't have no right to be going around trying to spread gang and gang plus stir and lie about an abbreviation, mob, and lie, talking about some mob plus stir. You don't have no right to lie. That's one of the main individuals that are responsible and accountable for this coercion in the African American community. You had a dictionary. Instead of doing what's right, you did what's wrong. It need to kill you. You need to be killed. You need to kill you. And not hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. I want to kill you. Now they're working on Merriam-Webster have been working on the 4th edition of the Underbridge since 2008. Okay. Now, also, they had collegiate dictionaries for the colleges. They had a college dictionary. The first one, 1898. The second was in 1910. The third was in 1916. The fourth, 1931. The fifth was in 1936. The sixth was in 1949. The seventh was in 1963. The eighth was in 1973. The ninth was in 1983. The 10th was in 1993. And the 11th, 2003. A collegiate dictionary. No excuse. No excuse. Now, when it comes to the Oxford Dictionary, let me click over here, open up a new tab. Now the Oxford English Dictionary, historic. Now let me scroll down here. The history of the origins, philological society. Then you had your early editors and things of this nature. Scrolling down, all right. Completion of first edition and first supplement, 1928. 1928. Now, between 1928 and 1933, enough additional material had been compiled to make a one-volume supplement. So the dictionary was reissued as a set of 12 volumes and a one-volume supplement in 1933. Now the second supplement, okay, then you had your second edition. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, it says it actually took 29 years, by which time the new supplements had grown to 4 volumes, starting with A, H, O, and C. They were published in 1972, 1976, 1982, and 1986, respectively, bringing the complete dictionary to 16 volumes, or 17 counting the first supplement. Now, you had the second edition. Now, first, the print version of the second edition was published in 1989. 1989. Then you had your edition series. Let me see, 1994, first volume. Then you had your second volume, 1994. Your third volume edition series, 1997. Then you had your third edition. And it is expected to be completed in 2037. Now let me scroll down here. You had your compact editions, which I just received. Compact edition in 1971, 13 volume Oxford English Dictionary 1. 1933 was reprinted as a 2-volume compact edition by photographically reducing each page to 1/2 as linear dimensions. Each compact edition page held, 4 pages in the form, okay. And it included in a small slipcase drawer magnifying glass, okay. Then in 1991, for the 20-volume Oxford English Dictionary 2, 1989, the compact edition format was resized to 1/3 of original linear dimensions, a 9-up format requiring greater magnification, but allowing publication of a single volume dictionary. It was accompanied by a magnifying glass and a user's guide to the Oxford English Dictionary. And so on and so forth. All right. So we had this timeline, and no excuse to be here in 2017 and hearing people saying they are gangster and they are mobster. No excuse. Nobody should be walking around saying they are thug. Nobody should be even referring to themselves or others as being a goon or a thug or a crook. You know what I'm saying? All these hoodlums and hoods and saying you're a gangster and a mobster. You're showing your ignorance. So let's get to the dictionary. We want everybody to see, be able to stand here. Now I have my magnifying glass. I bought one. I bought one magnifying glass. So I want to show everybody. This is the one I bought on Amazon.com. So this is the one I bought on Amazon.com. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was like $6 and then had to pay for it to be shipped. But got a magnifying glass. Now this is the one I bought. But this was the magnifying glass that was sent. This was the one that was sent with my compact English. My compact Oxford English Dictionary magnifying glass. Oh, let me turn the light on. Okay, so there's the magnifying glass, everybody. And what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. We're gonna go to Merriam because we want to look up the word. We're gonna go to gang first, but we're gonna also go to sorority because I do have my S volume, S to Z. We're gonna go to sorority and fraternity. You understand? So what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna go to gang first. And like I said, the Webster's Third New International Dictionary of the English Language unabridged with the 7th Language Dictionary. The copyright on this one is now the copyright on this one is 1986. Now I want to let everybody know that the dictionary that it was sent to me, I did receive the S through Z. Now the one that I was received in the mail is a 1976. No, it's 1970, but it's still the same Webster's Third New International Edition. It's still the third, but it was in 1976. See, like I said, it's no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse. Now, it's a lot of people went into worked on this dictionary, and from the editor-in-chief on down, PhDs, from the editor-in-chief into the associate editors and assistant editors and editorial staff and all that, bachelor degree, master's degree, PhDs. Now, since I got a magnifying glass, I don't necessarily have to take my glasses off. Okay, gang. It's a noun often attributed Middle English from Old English akin to Old High German. Gang, act of going. Old Norse, ganger, act of going. Goth, gang, street. Number one, the act, manner, or means of going, passage, course, journey, also gate. Number two, a dialect chiefly British. Number one, passage, way, road, lane. Number two, a pasturage for cattle, beef, beef, chiefly Scottish. Journey, especially one undertaken to perform an errand. Sea, chiefly Scottish. The amount, as of wood, water, or peat. They can be carried at one time or in one trip. Number three, number one, a set or full complement of articles, outfit, a gang of oars. Now, as you know, that's an invention, because when you know the word gang, it means a passage, a way, so on and so forth. So what is a gang of oars? Two different oar and a gang. Number two, a combination of similar implements or other items arranged so as to act together to save time or labor. A gang of saws. That's an invention. A gang of saws. It don't make sense. A gang of saws. Or to produce in one operation or as one unit. A gang of printing plates. Printing several jobs on a single sheet. B, a number of individuals making up a group as number one, a group of persons working under the same direction or at the same task. Migrants laboring in gangs in the woods, mines, and fields. American guys, so you watch gangs of expert bottomers. Number two, a company of criminals, a gang, a desperate banditti. Tobias Smollett squealed on the other members of the gang. Number three, an elementary and close-knit social group of spontaneous origin, especially such a unit composed of antisocial adolescents. Teenage gangs. Number four, a group of persons acting in accord who are believed to engage in improper acts or to be influenced by self-seeking, corrupt, or unworthy motives, made captive by the gangs, receives power, denounce the musical gangs being in power. Okay, number five, a group of congenial persons having close and informal social relations. A group of persons drawn together by a community of taste, interest, or activity. One of a gang that call one another great. Invite the gang plus some pretty girls. Let me see. Where's the gang going tonight? The gang in the office. Number 6. Number 6, a flock or herd of animals. A gang of little chickens. Now, gang number 2 is a bird. Gang number 2 is a bird. Number 1, to attack a person as a gang. Young hoodlums always ganged you and try to gang him and take it away from him. Okay, let me see. Number 2, 8, to assemble or operate mechanical or electronic parts. Now now let me just say this. Once we read gang number 1 and we see all this old High German and old English, all this other stuff is irrelevant. There's no such thing as gang up. There's no such thing. Because the word gang it means the act, the manner, or means of going. That's what the word means. A passage, course, journey. Also gate. Over there in Britain, chiefly British, number 1, passage, way, road, lane. Number 2, a pasturage for cattle. B, chiefly Scottish. Journey, especially one undertaken to perform an errand. C, chiefly Scottish. The amount as of wood, water, or peat. They can be carried at one time or in one trip. That's what the word means. That's the meaning of the word gang. All this other stuff is made up. There's no such thing as gang up. Let me see. Okay. Number 2, 8, to assemble or operate mechanical or electronic parts simultaneously as a group, circuits ganged together by gears. B, to arrange in or produce as a gang as type pages or printed sheets, often used with up, to form a group or gang. Keep company, go, travel, empty-headed, idle-handed widows who gang together with those kids on the next block, often used with up. The boys would gang up around the corner of the drugstore. Okay. Gang number 3, Middle English, ganging, to go, walk. From Old English, gang, akin to Old High German, gang, to go. Old Norse, gang, goth, gang, to go. Old English, gang, act of going. Scottish, go. That's what the word gang means. Now let's go here to gangster. Okay, here we go. Okay, gang dot stir. Gang dot stir. I'm gonna mark it. Gang dot stir. That dot is a syllable break. Gang, syllable break, stir. Mob, syllable break, stir. Gang, syllable break, stir. Mob, syllable break, stir. Gonna end up getting killed. Alright, here we go. Gang dot stir. Okay. Gang. In the dictionary is gang plus stir. Okay. A member of a gang of criminals, gunmen, thug, also a person who uses violence, intimidation, or other extra legal means of coercion for business ends, racketeer. A gangster in some kind of syndicate that controls stores and nightclubs. Name one gangster as the real boss of the city. Okay. Alright. Now let's go over here to mob and stir. Okay, gotta get the other dictionary. Okay. Now the first mob, it says number one, origin unknown, obscure, undressed. Disavow, woman's cap, alright. Then you had mob number two. It's a verb, mob, mobbing, mobs. Number one, back formation from mobile. Archaic to muffle the head of as in a hood. To dress oneself negligently. To go to an unfashionable place disguised or so. Dressed as to avoid recognition, okay? Now mob number 3. Mob, noun, often attributed short for mobile. Short for mobile. Number 1, the lower classes of a community, the populace or the lower part of its masses. The use of superstition for the purpose of policing the mob. Political spellbinding. To appeal to the mob mind. Number 2, a large and disordered collection of people tending to acts of violence, windows smashed, and police beaten by the angry mob. A fear of mob rule. B, obscure. People in a large disorderly group used without an article. The lane was full of mob and the house so full we could not get in. Number 3, chiefly Australian. A flock, a drove, or herd of animals. Number 4, a criminal set or organization as of pickpockets or gangsters. Gang, B, clique, set, C, crowd. So we know that's all incorrect, wrong. Now mob number 4. Mobbing. Mobs. Number 1, A, to crowd about and attack or annoy. Mobbed by autograph hunters before he could enter the theater. Attack in a mob. A crowd tried to mob him and he ran for safety into the superintendent's office. B, to crowd into or around bargain hunters. To rail at, scold, abuse. Number 3, to hunt as a fox in such a way as to allow the quarry no chance to escape as by surrounding it. To form a disorderly mob, crowd, or riot in a mob. The waiting newsman mob forward. Now, mob is an abbreviation for number 1, mobile, mobilization, mobilized. That's what the abbreviation is. It's an abbreviation of mobile, mobilization, and mobilize. Now let's go down to mobile. Okay, mobile. Number 1. Middle French from Latin, mobilis. Mobilis, from Latin, movere, to move, plus abilis, able, more and move. Number 1, capable of moving or being moved from one place to another. Movable, as a, capable of moving or being moved about readily Globular proteins that are mobile and rod-shaped proteins that form solid structures. The tongue is clearly the most mobile articulator, characterized by an extreme degree of fluidity. Ether and mercury are mobile liquids. Compare viscous. Be organized and equipped for ready movement as by truck or air transport. Mobile fighting forces. Mobile television. Units for on-the-spot report. C. Free for use or service anywhere, not restricted or committed. Mobile dollars to be used where they can be best advance the welfare of the whole institution. Mobile labor could be sent anywhere in England. Okay. B. Designed as a vehicle or mounted on a vehicle or easily placed on or in a vehicle as a trailer or truck. Mobile loudspeakers carrying the campaign speeches into the streets. A mobile missile launcher. Mobile homes. Number 2, capable of or tending to change. Changeable as influence of mind or feeling. His mobile face mirrors every feeling from bitter sadness to ecstasy. B. Easily swayed in feeling, purpose, or direction. A mind adventurously flexible but not frivolously. C. Marked by ready adaptability. Industrial resources so mobile that they could be quickly switched from producing for export to producing. A mobile imagination. An organization mobile enough to cope with movement. Cope with any emergency. Number 3, characterized by frequent or continuous movement. The wind in mobile grasses, tending to travel or migrate from place to place. We began as explorers, empire builders, pilgrims, and refugees, and we are still today the most mobile people on the face of the earth. The Indians of the Great Plains were mobile bison hunters. Number 4A, characterized by the mixing of social groups. The general confusion in moral standards which characterizes and social status. American side, okay. Though highly mobile is not America's side, though highly mobile, is not classless. B. Having the opportunity for or undergoing a shift in status within the hierarchical social levels of a society in which women are more mobile than men born of upward middle class parents. Mobile defense, mobile warfare, took to their cars for a mobile holiday. Number 6, of, related to, or having the characteristics of a mobile. Alright. Now let's go over here to mob and stir. Okay. Mobster, mob plus stir, a member of a criminal gang. Okay. Now, as a reminder, want to remind everybody, astrologies and isms, word beginnings and endings. Stir. Now we're gonna go to the dictionary. I want to make, as a reminder, want to make sure that we continue to have this book. Okay, stir. A person or thing associated with an activity or quality. Old English. Estre. ESTRE. ISTRE. Etc. Early examples refer to a woman engaged in an occupation such as brewster, maltster, and spinster. This last, originally a woman who spins, the ending was the feminine equivalent of words ending in ERE, which later became ER. It has long been extended to activities undertaken by men such as chorister or teamster. Words in which it refers to a characteristic of the person include young standard U.S. derived oldster, as well as hipster, a person who is hip, who follows the latest trends and fashion. Less often the ending refers to objects. Roadster being a rare example, it often has a derogatory sense. Tipster, rhymes, and prankster. Many of these are more common in the U.S. than Britain. Gangster, huckster, jokester, mobster, punster, trickster. Such terms continue to be formed again most frequently in the U.S. Popster, hypester, soulster, scamster. Master comes from Old English magister, but derives from Latin magister. See also meister. Others that derive from Latin words with the same ending include minister and barrister, formed from bar, in imitation of minister, as do nouns ending in aster, such as poster, in words such as boaster, jester, broadcaster, and protester. The suffix is er, cer number one on a stem ending in st. Okay, see also stress. Okay, so as you know, er. Too many. Okay. copyright 1976. STER. Okay, I looked up stir, the suffix stir. Following a voiced, following a voiced consonant as in mobster. Noun suffix Middle English STER, STERE, ESTERE. From Old English Estry, ESTRE. Female ancient akin to middle stir. Number one that does or handles or operates. Spinster, tapster, teamster. Number two, one that makes or uses. Songster, punster. Number three, one that is associated with or participates in. Gangster, gangster. So the suffixes and prefixes, they in here. They in the dictionary. Now, before let's go to fraternity and sorority. So while I'm in the S, we're gonna go to sorority. Soror. Okay, we had sorority. Sorority is a noun, ES, from Middle Latin. Sororitas, sororitas, from Latin. Sorrow, S-O-R-O, sorrow. It means sister. plus itas, ITAS dash ITY. More as sister. Number one, sisterhood. Number two, a society or club of girls or women as in a college. Compare fraternity, like you saying something. Walking around like you saying something. The word sorrow means sister. Need to kill. Need to be killed. Walking around like you saying all you doing is lying. The word sorrow means sister. So what's all this? What's all it? What's all these Greek letters? The word sorrow means sister. That's all it means in Latin. So when you be doing all this, you lying. That's not what the word means. The word sorrow is Latin. It means sister. What's all these Greek letters? You're lying. It don't mean nothing. The word sorrow is Latin. It means sister. Now let's go to the fraternity. Need to kill. Okay. Now, as you know, fraternal, when you say fraternal, it's an adjective, Middle English from Middle Latin. Fraternalis. From Latin, fraternus. Frater plus alice. Number one, a, of, relating to, or involving brothers. Trying to improve the fraternal relationship between the two boys, even though their father did not care. B, of, relating to, or being a fraternity or confederation, a fraternal order. A fraternal chapter house, a fraternal delegate to national meetings. C, of, relating to, or being one of many men's or sometimes women's clubs or associations, usually having secret or professional purposes. 2, of, twins, derived from 2 over, dizygotic. 3, friendly, brotherly. So we shall have fraternal nations instead of warring organized interests. So we know that the word originally means brother. Fraternal means brother. So let's go to fraternity. Okay, fraternity. From Middle French and Latin. Middle French fraternite. From Latin. Fraternite. Fraternitus. From fraternus plus itate. Itis, item. Number one. A group of people associated or formed and organized for a common purpose, interest, or pleasure, as a religious or ecclesiastical brotherhood. B, a usually organized group of men of the same class, occupation, interest or purpose, company, guild, fraternal order. C, a national or local men's student organization formed chiefly for social purposes, having secret rights and a name consisting of usually 3 Greek letters. Also an organization of alumni who were members of such an organization. D, a student organization for scholastic, professional, or extracurricular activities, especially a national honorary organization including students and alumni and honorary fraternity, a debating fraternity. Number 2, A, the quality or state of being a brother or being brothers, the relationship of a brother or of brothers. B, the quality or state or being brotherly or very friendly, brotherliness, a brotherly commonness as of occupation, men with a fraternity of interest. Number 3, men of the same class, profession, occupation, character, or taste, the legal fraternity, the racetrack fraternity, the despised. Okay, so fraternity comes from fraternal. Fraternus. Fraternite. Fraternite. Because we know that fraternal means brother. And so fraternity it comes from Latin. Fraternate. Fraternate. Fraternus plus itate. Itis. Iti. So all that stuff you read, all that Greek letters and all that nonsense, you made it up. Because it comes from Latin. And so when you lie about all that junk, then you go around other people in the African American community, then you lie about gang and gang plus stir, mob and mob plus stir. You lie. They need to kill you. Not hurt you, but kill you. You need to be killed. You don't have the right to lie. You know, see, you think you can make people accept anything and everything through coercion. You need to be killed. Now let's go to the Oxford English Dictionary. Now let's go to gang. Okay. Gang. Old English. Gang. Gonga. Gonga. Old High German, gang. Middle High German, gang. Old Norse, ganger. Goth, gag. Old Teutonic, noun of action related to gang gang. To go, the cognative of Old Norse, gangu, ganger. Walking, course. A passage, lobby from which some other English senses may possibly derive. Action or mode of going, way, passage, going, journeys. Old English only. Okay, let me scroll up here. The power of going, ability to walk. B, manner of going, gait or carriage. Alright. A journey, sometimes with definition of extent. A traveling or resorting, okay, by reason of a gang of silly women with child to the image of our Lady, okay? A way, road, or passage. The course of a stream. A walk or pasture for cattle. Also the right of pasturing. A term or spell at any work or exercise, okay? Scottish, the quantity or amount usually carried at one time. The Old English gang appears in later English. A set of things or persons, okay? Number 8, a set of articles such as are usually taken together. A set of tools or implements so arranged as to work simultaneously. Okay, let me gangs of plows have been arranged for work by attaching a number of plows to a bar at proper distance, okay? A company of workmen. a company of slaves or prisoners. Any band or company of persons who go about together or act in concert, chiefly in a bad or depreciatory sense and in moral usage, mainly associated with criminal societies. To be of a gang, to belong to the same society, to have the same interests. You as a collection or a herd of animals of the same species of elk or buffaloes. Also a pack of dogs. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so that's basically what I was reading. It's a very long definition, very long, but that's what we like. We like to get the whole, get the whole meaning of the word, the whole total definition, and like old English, and go all old Teutonic. You get the whole. See, that's what I'm content. That's what the word means. That's what the word means. That's what the word gang means. Now let's go to gangster. not in here. Gangster is not in here. That stir is not on the end of game. So I'm letting everybody know, stir is not on the end of game in this dictionary. So let's go to mob. Okay, mob. Abbreviation of mobile. The disorderly and riotous part of the population, the roughs, the rabble, an assemblage of the rabble, a tumultuous crowd bent on or liable to be incited to acts of lawlessness and outrage. One of the mob, okay? The common mass of people, the lower orders, the uncultured or illiterate as a class, the populace, the masses. Disorder or lower class people forming a crowd. A promiscuous assemblage of people. A multitude of or an aggregation of persons regarded as not individually important in Australian use without disparaging implication in crowd. A heterogeneous collection or crowd of things. In Australia, a flock or drove of animals. A school of whales. A company or a gang of thieves or pickpockets working in collusion. Also a member of such a company. Courtship among the lower classes, mob defense. Alright. Okay, to muffle the head of a person to dress. Okay, to mob, or to go a mob, and to go in disguise or attend so as to escape recognition to the unfashionable part of a theater. Alright. Mob, verb, to attack in a mob or disorderly crowd. Let's scroll down, okay. B. To force a person into an action, driving from a place by mobbing him. To form a mob, to congregate in a mob or disorderly crowd. To mix up with a mob, okay? Let's see, stir on here. Mobster is not in here. So gangster, gang plus stir, mobster, mob plus stir is not in this dictionary. Okay? Now, when you go to that fraternal, Latin, fraternus, Latin, frater means brother. That's what fraternal means. It means brother. Fraternity. Latin, pertaining to a brother. C. Fraternal, N-I-T. One, the relation of a brother or brothers or of brothers. Brotherhood is all the word means. It means brother. And the same thing for sorrow. So let me go over to sorrow. sorority. Middle Latin, sororitas, or from Latin, soror. It means sister. Then you add plus it after fraternity. Soror. It means sister. That's all it means, sister. Need to kill you. Need to be killed. Okay. Spend a little time on the dictionary. We're gonna come back on my next video. Facebook Live. On my next video, we're gonna get back on this dictionary. And I ain't get a chance to really go into the Bible like I wanted to. But we're gonna get back in this dictionary and we're gonna get this stuff understood. You don't have the right to lie. You don't have no right to lie. That's not freedom of expression. You don't have no right to lie. Now, I got the dictionary for a reason, to educate and inform myself. Now, I don't let nobody just tell me no anything. So, like I told you, I get my hands on you. If I get my hands on you, if I get my hands on you, if I get my hands on you, like I told you, I need me some hand grenades. I ain't even finna hear no talking to me like that. Talking about no East Coast. Talking about no West Coast. I need me some hand grenades. I need me some rifles with scopes on. See, this is what it means to kill somebody. When you got to kill somebody. See, you got to. When you got to kill somebody. Ain't no such thing, no Los Angeles. Ain't nobody in Los Angeles important. Talking no blood gang, no Crip gang. Ain't nobody on no East Coast important like that, no. Talking no folk gang, no My People gang, no Chicago, no. No. All the little girls, all the little boys on the west side of Chicago, south side of Chicago, east and north side. Now you see all over the state of Illinois, Chicago, all over the state of Illinois, and as well as surrounding state. Now you see. You ready to end today's video? Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis. It's in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. And I thank all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. And I always put God first. And to my next video, take care of yourself. Wish each and every one of you very best.